The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. Y'all now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Lachell. You've probably seen me because I'm like one of the best photographers out here in the area. You know.
No cap.
Dust off my shoulders real quick. But thank you for having me. I really love the whole setup. How long have you been doing this?
4 years. November 6th, 2020 was when I started. And yeah, 4 years later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so next year is your big one, your 5th year anniversary.
Yeah.
5 years in business, that's when it pops off.
Yeah, for sure. I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm definitely aware. So for the people that don't know, like the childhood, like where you were born, where you were raised, like how you came up.
I was born in Hyattsville, Maryland. So I went to different schools though. I started off Thomas Stone, then I went to Bladensburg Elementary, and then I went to Greenbelt Middle School, and then I went to Northwestern High School. So what's crazy is like all of those different schools, there's so many people now that I still know that are really doing their big one. A lot of successful people I've met over the years, and yeah.
That's what's up. I ain't gonna lie. I was born in Hyattsville too.
Uh-huh.
I was born in Hyattsville too. I used to live off of 23rd. No lie.
I probably seen you.
Yeah, I lived off of 23rd. I went to private school though, so I ain't go to any of the schools you named.
Yeah, I was with the public
and
kids.
Then there's nothing wrong with that. I remember it was PG Plaza, now it's the Mall of Trench.
Oh yeah, I was there every day.
That's it. So yeah, for sure, and all that. So I guess your interests, right? Like, what interests you as a child? Like, what were you find yourself into? Like, what were some of your hobbies?
I was a gamer. So you would catch me in the house. I was downloading LimeWire, taking all viruses off the computer because you had to. I didn't want my mom yelling at me. Other than that, I was playing Sims a lot, WWE. But Sims, I really feel like molded my life because it taught you how to ground yourself. For example, if someone wanted to look for a job, they had to pick up a newspaper or go on the internet and look for a job. But in order to do that, you had to get enough sleep. So I kind of use that now where it's like, okay, you got all this important stuff to do. You have to make sure you're well rested so that you can have the mindset to do it. So I kind of just pretty much use Sims as my cheat sheet in life.
That's all right. I've never really heard that before, so I'm learning something new today.
Oh yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. Like I know games you play and things like that do definitely follow you, but I never really heard somebody really break down Sims. So I'm glad that you did that.
Yes, the charisma. You got to talk to yourself in the mirror so that you can get comfortable with talking to people. So I'm working on that now. And that's why I'm here. I used to be scared to talk and have interviews with people, but F it. I'm here.
Right, for sure. I get you. So now that you're transitioning, right? So like, when did you really find the passion for like photography? Like,
so my friend, she turned 21 and she did a photo shoot. And so the photographer, shout out to Sharpshooter, he always wanted to take pictures of us. And so we kind of became models, but I didn't really like being a model. I wanted to have the control and creative direction. So my current supervisor at FEMA at the time, he told me exactly what to get. And I went on Amazon and I literally bought a credit card from an Amazon credit card, and I just bought everything. Camera kit, backdrop, light stand, and magazines always inspired me growing up. I literally always bought magazines. So I used those as inspirations for the shoots that I wanted to do. And I started off in my mom's basement.
Okay.
Yeah, I started off in my mom's basement, and I just went from there.
Got you, because I know everybody's like, it's like, ooh, this is my first love, this is my baby. So now all of a sudden it just it gravitates and elevates from there. What is it about photography? I think that people don't really know though, because like I know people see a camera and they be like, all right, bet you took a picture and that joint looked cool. But I think you being a photographer, like breaking that down for people to really understand, because
it's a lot of people think they could be photographers, and they can, but it comes with dedication. You got to understand your camera. You got to know, you have to do the work. A lot of people be wanting stuff handed to them. Like, here, you supposed to do this. And no, work for it. Figure out the answer on your own. But also, how to shoot a manual. A lot of people don't know how to shoot a manual.
Wow.
You got to go on YouTube to definitely figure all that stuff out. Also, photography is needed. We make the world go round. I don't think people realize that.
Oh, no, for sure. Like, you definitely be making people look sweet. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely say that. And I think it's important. You know, headshots are important. Image is important. And being up to date and things like that. So I definitely believe that creative direction is key
Yeah.
in anything. Now
Definitely.
That we see.
And yeah, so like everybody needs photography. Everybody needs photography. I have a lot of photographer friends. And so, like, we kind of, like, have a hub where we kind of just all help each other out. We share our experiences. And it's funny because we all go through the same things. It's crazy.
That's the transparency. I love that. So with it, right, like, how were you able to, like, network and be like, all right, well, I know this person needs this. I know this person needs this. Because normally when you hop into a field, it's like, all right, cool, I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's, like, value. Now it's, like, relationship. So, like, can you speak to building a relationship and, like, the value piece?
So for one, you always got to remember, you know, you have to add value to whomever. So for me, like, if it's somebody that I want to take pictures of, I'll go on their Instagram page or website, wherever. I'll look through it and I'll see what they're missing. And then I will let them know, like, hey, I see that you really don't have editorial photos on your website or on your Instagram page. We should definitely work. And then that's how the connection is made. And sometimes I slide on people's DMs, and it works.
Got you.
It works.
That hustle, that grit, I think a lot of people have to have that, because I ain't going to lie. When I told people I'm a motivational speaker, I'm like, yo, shooting the message, like, yo, you need a speaker for this jump? You need this for that?
Another thing, you asked me, like, what's something people don't know about, like, photography?
Yeah.
The long hours that come with it. A lot of people think it's just picking up a camera and shooting. Like, you really got to have the dedication for it. Because you have to be up all night editing, and then you have to give people back the photos. They may or may not like it. So, you know, it could be depressing at times. It's like, dang, I really put all these hours into it and you don't like it. So you kind of, I just feel like as a business owner, you really have to make sure you maintain your mental health.
Yeah, that's very vital. That's very key.
Because like Erykah Badu said, what did she say?
What?
This is my art, and I'm sensitive
about
my
my
shit.
Yeah. Nah, for sure though. You know, I think that's important because, you know, it's everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your baby. You're feeding it the right thing. So it's like you feed it the wrong thing. Oh my gosh, it's sick.
Yeah.
So you don't want it to be sick, any of that. So I guess the notion of adding value, right? And I've seen you continuously evolve with what you're doing, whether it be freelancing, whether it be you know, at a concert or whatever. Like, you're always finding ways to add value. So I think the thing that's so dope about photography is everybody's capturing different images.
Yes, and that's why I tell all my photographer friends, like, it's so dope. Like, we literally could take pictures of one person, but we'll all capture something different. And that's what I love about, like, the photographer community, where it's like we all just come together and we see how we can all add value or help someone's image.
Got you.
And that's what me and a lot of my friends do.
Right. And I definitely, I salute y'all. Like I said, it's been multiple times. I know, you know, like I said, the DMV Summer Jam was a big concert. You had all the local artists that were out there, even mainstream artists, to, you know, No Cap and T Grizzly,
Right.
As well, in addition to the DMV. And I believe that was a big moment where all of you guys were present, right?
Yeah, so that was actually, I think, my first really big concert. And I had to go rent a camera lens, the 20 to 200, no, 70 to 200 lens. Yeah, I rented out that lens, and it got me some really good shots.
Got you.
And so I was excited about that. Like, this year, I've done a lot of first.
Okay.
Yeah, so I call it breaking out my shell. And again, like, this is my 1 year anniversary of being a full-time entrepreneur.
Oh yeah, that's all right.
Yes.
That's all right. That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. I like that.
So
That's what's up.
I was like, this year I got to do everything different. I got to come out of my comfort zone, because I had a job, and so I was just so used to getting that income every 2 weeks, and I really wasn't taking photography that serious. I was hustling, but now I'm really hustling.
Got you.
Yeah, and networking a lot. Like, networking is so important.
Oh yeah, for sure.
photography.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think networking is important in anything that you do because like people that don't know you, you know, and those connections, and then how you build those relationships and how it becomes organic. And like I said, like for yourself and Aaliyah and y'all, I've seen y'all grow. Like, remember how it was, you know what I'm saying? And I salute both of y'all because it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I see you, I see her. I see you,
like
I see
Shaq
her.
and Kobe.
That's all right.
Yes.
That's all right. That's all right. And I like that reference too because they won championships. I definitely like that.
And we definitely been winning. And we actually got fired a week apart from each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So ever since we were just like, yeah, no, we got to go hard.
Yeah, because like I said, she's thriving in her business as well, and you're thriving in yours, and you guys are always finding ways to just connect.
Yes, and incorporate each other. And so that's what I do all the time. Like anybody who I have a friend who's in my friend circle, like I always try to bring their names up. Like if I know someone needs a chef, I'm gonna bring up my chef friend's name. Aaliyah, I'm always putting her on like, oh, you should get your hair wrapped. You wear hair wraps? Okay, my sis, she does that, and I send them their website. Like, you know, like I just feel like networking and putting your people on is very important. Yeah,
it definitely is. I can definitely say that. Like for myself, it's like, okay, if I'm not the expert, I know somebody in finance. Let me go ahead hit my homie up. I know somebody that's in mental health. Okay, cool. I know some photographers. Okay, cool.
That's where the networking comes.
You know what I'm saying? I got to know them because if you're the go-to for everything, it's draining.
I don't think people understand that.
It's draining because a lot of people be hitting me up like, hey, Jay, do you know this person? Hey, can you get this done? Can you do this? I'm like, I don't do the pictures. I know somebody that does.
That's why
I don't do the finance. I know somebody that does.
Yeah,
I don't do this, but I know somebody that does. So it's like, yeah.
Because I really don't do videography like that. I want to get into it. I try to learn it, but that's not a passion of mine. Like,
gotcha,
I don't want to sit in front of a computer editing video. To me, that just sounds like it's a lot.
Yeah. And I think that's a misconception, too, because I think some people look at you having the camera. Oh, yeah, bet. You take pictures. You do video.
Come do my music video. I don't do music videos.
Got you. Yeah. Got you.
And I know people that do.
Got you, for sure. Yeah. I just think that's the assumption, though, because it's like you're picking up the camera. It's like you got to learn everything about the camera. Okay, if you're doing video shoots and photo shoots, you should be able to sit there and shoot music videos. Like,
and I mean, granted, it's helpful to know how to do video because a lot of people nowadays, they don't just need photo. You know, they like the live video so they can post on their page because you want to actually see the interactions, the expressions. You really can't see that through a photo, depending on the type of shot. But video is really helpful, especially for businesses.
Got you, for sure.
I'm really good at reels. I can make you a nice reel off my phone.
Yeah, reels is cool. No, I know the reel game definitely, for sure. Like, I definitely need a speaking reel, so I'm gonna probably have to holler at you about that. Really though. But like, I think it's important, right? And you're talking about your community, as far as the photography, right? So like with the photography and the grind itself, like, what is like the irritating part in a sense where like people don't know? Like, it's like, bruh, like, all right, I'm doing this, but
it takes time to edit photos because a lot of people assume, oh, the photos look great, just send them to me. It's like, no, I don't think they look great.
Right.
I need to do some things to them. And then also you have a life. So people would just automatically assume you're supposed to go home, open up your laptop, edit their photos, and send it right back. And no, like, I have a list of people that are waiting for their photos too. You have to wait. That's why I have a grace period. But because of today's society, everyone is so instant.
Yes.
Like, Instagram. I need it now. Yeah. And it's like, all right, cool. I'll send it to you. Did you edit it?
How are you supposed to edit it if you wanted it to me right now, right?
I would have if you would have gave me the grace to edit. But, you know, what else? Oh, you got to have money to be a photographer because it's expensive and you have to invest in yourself.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think that's why I say a lot of people, everyone think they could be a photographer, and guess what? They can, but you got to be disciplined. You got to know, you got to do your own research because you got to know what's best for your camera, what lenses work for your camera, what software that you need for your whatever photos or video that you're trying to get into. I think that's it. I know I got a lot of stuff in my head.
It's all good. I'm pretty sure it'd be like, okay, bet they just gonna come out. It's gonna come to me. It's all good. I think with creative direction, right? I think that's very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
So if you meet a client, they have a vision and things like that. How vital do you think the photographer is in executing that vision? Because a lot of people kind of look at it like, all right, I have this vision and I'm trying to make such and such money, or I'm trying to take my brand and elevate it here in like 2 years or things like that. Like,
So
how does that creative direction look like, and why do you think it's so vital into the brand development?
Something that people don't know, creative direction is not even a part of the photographer's description.
Okay.
A lot of people assume that, but there's actual creative directors, right? So I work with this girl, Lauren. She's amazing. So she does creative direction. And it's very important for a photo shoot because a lot of the times the client really don't know what would look good for their brand. They just know what they want to do, right? So for example, let's say we're doing an eyelash photo shoot, right? Mm. So automatically people think in their mind, oh yeah, so I got my models, they're wearing lingerie. And I instantly stop them and say, why? Because it's an eyelash shoot. The focus is the eyes, not lingerie.
Got you.
So you don't want to confuse your buyers. Oh yeah, that outfit is cute. Are you selling that? Mm. No, I'm selling eyewear. Like, I'm doing eyelashes. Right. So I always tell people, you want to make sure you focus on whatever you're selling. Don't lose train of thought. Like when people think of photo shoot, they're like, oh my God, I got to get really sexy. And it's like, you can, but it's a time and place for it.
Got you.
It's a time and place. And also, I do help with creative direction too, especially if they don't have a creative director. I would create a mood board for them. I kind of help them with posing so they can, once they get to the shoot, they've already practiced the posing because I've already sent them the mood board.
Right.
But I also help them on set too.
I got you.
Did I answer your question?
No, it definitely did. No, it definitely did. Okay. I'm learning. Yeah. I'm just saying because like I know when I see things, I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe I just need to, cool it and see a day in the life of a photographer. Like,
oh, so
yeah, I think I need to see that.
Me and my photographer friends and videographer friends, we are recreating a show. Just specifically for us, just to show like the behind the scenes of our everyday life. Okay. It's busy.
No, I believe it.
I really tell people we are the real rock stars.
I believe it. Yeah. I believe it. I think it sounds like it is a lot because people don't really know. I think people look at y'all and y'all got the camera. It's like, oh yeah, bet. No, I'm saying they know everything.
Yeah.
Get that camera out. All right, bet I ain't got to worry.
Yeah, no, it's a lot to it. It's a lot to it.
So with you navigating in these spaces, like the relationships that you've built, mm-hmm. Like how could you describe that? Is it kind of surreal for you? Like, because I know sometimes it's like, all right, well, I love photography. God said, go ahead and move, step out on faith. And it sounds like you have. Like, I stepped out on faith. I did what I needed to do. Now I'm meeting these people and building these relationships. Is it like surreal to you?
It is surreal. Because sometimes I'm just like, wow, I dreamt of this life and like I'm actually living it. And I'm very goal driven. Mm-hmm. So sometimes I don't appreciate my accomplishments. Mm. And I forget to congratulate myself because it's like, Lachell, you've always said you wanted to be full time. Now you're full time.
Right.
Growing up, people always said you can't do photography full time. It's not stable income. So I always had that fear on the back of my, on the back of my shoulders. But God said, no, I got you.
Right.
And he's just been like, one thing I would tell people when you walking into these rooms, always have a positive attitude. Always smile. Because, for example, if you walk into a room full of like industry people, and if you're not smiling, if you just look standoffish, they're not going to approach you. They're going to think you have an attitude issue. And a lot of people don't have time for that.
Yeah.
So it's very important. Sometimes you got to make sure you're always smiling. When you walk into a room, make sure you're ready to talk to people and engage because you don't know who could be in the room and help you out.
Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like for me, I think it was like what was this? The Victory Lap tour, and I went to the Fillmore. And shout outs to Nipsey because, like I said, God rest Nipsey, rest in peace to Nipsey. Like I was able to meet him and have a conversation with him. Like I'm a diehard Nipsey
beautiful.
fan. I'm a diehard Nipsey fan. Like I remember seeing him at Fur now I'm showing my age, but Fur back in '08,
Did I
and
go
then
to Fur? I don't think I've been to Fur.
then the Fillmore, and like having a conversation with them. It wasn't even really about music. It was like, when did you find your purpose? And then we went from literally, I thought it would just been like, oh yeah, bro, it was this and that. We was talking. He was like, no, because I like the question that you asked me. A lot of people would just ask me about the music and
Right.
when is this coming out or this outfit or whatever. And I think that when you start doing that, it's like, all right, bet.
Because they're human.
Yeah.
They're human. Just like when I met Wallow and like Dave East, like, first of all, when I met Dave East, I was just like, I was starstruck, but I had to be professional because I was taking pictures.
Right.
So I was just like, oh my God. I always called him my husband. I'm like, he right here in front of me. Oh my gosh. But I had to like go into business mode.
Right.
But that was definitely surreal. And what was crazy about that December, and I told him about this, that December I wrote in my manifestation book, I was like, I'm going to take pictures of Davies. Now, that was just on there just to be on there.
Right.
5 months later, I did it.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. That's dedication right there. That's
Yeah.
you just being locked in on the vision.
Yeah,
and
that was
like,
crazy.
I ain't let it happen. That's dope. I like that. That's dope.
Especially Wallow.
See, for me, the stories that I have, I tell people all the time, like my first, shout out to Vegan Steven, because like I said, I started the podcast November 6, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just doing the podcast. He's like, yo, do you know a person named Wallow? I said, no, I don't. He's like, bro, you got to look at a video.
That's
You
your
got to
twin.
see him.
That's your twin.
So I'm like, all right, boom. 2021, they come to Howard Theater. I go because I have my brand. I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm trying to learn about podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
They open up the floor. They're asking questions and everything like that. Boom, link up with them. Take a picture. Gilly like, that's your cousin. Da, 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 da. Hey, why'd you leave him off the family tree? You messed up. Da, 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 da. Come on, man. Da, da, da. You know. So I'm like, all right. Then I'm like, yeah, you know what? We'll meet again. So the second time, this is literally my birthday this year. My birthday this year. Shout out to Shalise. Shout out to Cell Spitfire. They put together a guns down prevention weekend in Baltimore. And they had Gilly and they had Wallow. They were like, yo, we want to invite you out. You know, we want you to just have a good time. I said, all right, cool, boom. I get there. I'm a part of the event, and I do a positive spoken word, and it's in front of them. I'm like, yo, this is
surreal
different.
Moment.
It's surreal. But before the event even started, I went up there, was talking, and I'm talking to Wallow, and Gilly's he says, what's up? He's pulling out his camera. He's recording. I didn't even know. And then literally that was the viral moment. I got Wallow right here, and then I got Wallow right there.
Oh my
and
goodness.
That's what happened there. And then from that moment, like, I leave, and my phone just starts blowing up. They're like, bro.
They posted it?
You made it. You're viral, bro. Like, go on Gilly's page, bro. It's there. I said, what are you guys talking about? I'm just seeing view after view, comment after comment. JFlow 3, like, I'm like, wait, what is going on?
That was your divine timing.
And then there's literally like on my birthday. So I was like, happy birthday.
Perfect birthday gift.
Perfect birthday gift. I'm not complaining at all. Then I'm like, all right, career day. I invited y'all all out to the school. Boom. Come through, y'all talk. I do my motivational reel in the morning. Shout outs to Spread the Love, ICNC, my man Chris. I had his shirt on. I do a reel. I drop the reel, then all of a sudden it just gets traction. People just kept tagging them. They're doing it. I'm not. Gilly posts that reel on his page. Then it gets more traction. Then Wallow comments and says, let's go underneath the post. So I'm like, wait, what? Then he follows.
Wow.
Then after he follows, it's like, yeah, boom. And then, what was it? The third time, obviously, the book signing.
Mm-hmm.
I get there before y'all.
Right.
I thought I was late to it. I wasn't. Right on time.
Always.
I walk past. I go to the bathroom. After I come out the bathroom, I turn. Wallow's on stage. Oh, yeah, man. Shout out to my twin. He in the back.
Period.
I'm like, what is this? It's surreal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm in line, I have my gear, and I'm telling him, he's like, yeah, how's the brand going? We're having a different conversation. It's not just oh yeah, man, son. We're having a different conversation.
Right.
Because he's like, yo, you have value. I see you. Like, you're the truth. I see you.
And if you didn't take action when you did, that would have never happened.
Right.
You took advantage of the opportunity.
Right.
And that's what I tell people all the time. You got to take advantage of the opportunity and make sure to keep it. You have to stick to it.
Right. And that's what he saw. He was like, yeah, you're consistent. You're the truth. He said the world needs you.
Mm-hmm.
But it was God's confirmation. Like,
yes.
I tell people all the time, I was like, I ain't know him. He ain't know me. We just happened to, it's just the energy that aligned.
And it's so crazy you said, like, you met him on your birthday. So, well, you didn't meet him on your birthday.
Yeah, the first time I met him was December 20th, 2021.
Okay.
That's the first time I met him.
Because this year on my birthday, I went to Rick Ross' car show to take pictures. And that's how I met Gorilla Zoe. Like, I was just, like, looking at cars, and he came up to me and introduced himself. And I was just like, yo, do you know who you are? You Gorilla Zoe. You just got off stage performing. Like, what's up? Like, right. But his energy is just so amazing. And, like, we just did our shoot. But his energy is so amazing. It's just like, wow, if I wasn't here, I wouldn't have met him.
Got you.
You know, and that's why sometimes I take advantage of going to certain locations, not just to meet people, but the experience as well.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely important because, like I said, we look at the DMV where we're heavily influenced from the photography space to the podcasting space to the comedian space.
And we're very talented here.
We are. We definitely are.
We have a lot of talent here, and I think we just overlook it. But I feel like we just all come together somehow, some way, but still support our business, what we got going on, but just come together at the same time. Because I think a lot of people, they assume, oh, yeah, we supporting each other, so your work is free, right? And it's like, no, not all the time.
Right. It's not.
It's not. But you know, like literally, if we just all come together and just make ourselves known to the outside world, people outside of DMV, they'll look at us like, oh, okay. Just like they look at people in Atlanta.
Yeah, because it's like
everybody is helping each other.
Yeah, everybody's helping each other. Like everybody's in the same studio, everybody's doing this, everybody's doing that, and we all showing love at the end of the day. Oh yeah, man, I'm promoting my record. Guess what? Your record, my record, because I'm promoting that junk too.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying, your photographer may not be my photographer, but guess what? That person lit, so I'm gonna just go ahead.
Exactly.
And I think that's the biggest thing in the DMV. We got to be able to show more love, and I think what I love to see from the rap, but I'm gonna speak on the comedian space.
Okay.
Because what I'm saying in the comedian space is so much love.
It's so
and
much
it's really
love.
dope from, you know, Goofs to Pap to Davey to Marco to O-Dog to Pre to I don't want to be missing nobody. But I think like it's a lot of people, you know, in that space and people just supporting each other and doing things like, you know, people moving, but at the same time, just still having that love.
Yeah.
In that community.
And everybody needs to laugh.
Yeah. It's therapeutic.
So they're important. They are important because we need to, at first, I need to laugh. So, like, my entire timeline is nothing but comedy.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And like I said, to meet the authentic people, because I think for me personally, like I met Davey. And Davey was cool. Like they're stand up guys. Pap, like shout out to Pap because
you know what's crazy? I haven't met Pap yet.
Oh, Pap is really cool.
I'm about to meet him though, but I haven't met him.
Yeah, Pap is really cool. He's really down to earth. Like he did a youth summit at C Pleasant Community Center.
Okay.
And then he had Amber on there. He had Pat is Dope on there.
I think this was recent.
Yeah,
right?
This was recent, and I just commend him for. One, growing up in the area and wanting to do something like that.
Yeah.
You always going to get my support and love when you're always pouring back to where you was from because you remember how it was for you.
Right.
And you want to pave the way for the next generation. So
right.
I think that's definitely dope.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So for him, and then to see, you know, Goof's evolution, really, because I think a lot of people look at it like, oh, yeah, bet, you know, they're Instagram famous or Instagram comedians, but no, they're literally transcending and doing shows.
Funny.
And doing shows.
Like
and doing shows.
Yeah, and so with Goofy, like when I used to slide in people's DM, I slid in his DM and was like, hey, we should work. And this is when I was shooting in Laurel at the time in my loft. He came over, super cool guy. But he's very quiet and like you don't think he would be a comedian, but he has to warm up and like get comfortable with you, but he's freaking hilarious.
I believe it.
He's freaking hilarious, and I love his grind. So, and he manifests everything he does. Like, I remember he used to always talk about Martin. He just opened up for Martin.
Yeah, I know.
And he's
I
doing
saw
it
that
tonight.
Yeah. Shout out to him.
And I'm just so happy for him because he is going places. His work ethic is like, it's unmatched. And I just really can't wait to see how far it takes him.
Yeah, and I think that, certain things you just can't teach. It's either in you or it's not in you. And I literally see him do that.
Yes, you got it. It's just in him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love him.
Yeah, I think it's embedded in a lot of people. I just feel like your greatness lies within yourself, and you don't have to seek the validation from somebody else to be like, bro, you're great.
Exactly.
Like, bro, you're great. Like, just know that you're great and know that
you're him.
Yeah, you're content.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to sit there and feel like that. But I think in the DMV, when we look at somebody else, I mean, in general, like you said, instant gratification, we look at somebody else's work and be like, I wish it was like that. I wish it was like that. And then you start hindering yourself. Now you start doubting and all that.
And, and that's so normal with the Instagram world. And then, too, we all want to be praised. Some people really have an issue with that. Like, you got to constantly repost their work, or you got to leave long comments on their page in order for them to feel secure within what they got going on. And I try not to be like that, but sometimes I do be in my head. I'm like, oh, I want to post this, but I don't know. I don't know if this is going to hit, but I got to realize I just got to drop.
Yeah.
I just got to post.
Yeah, that's it.
You never know what other people may like.
For sure. That's a fact. I think that, for me, you talking to me off that, because, like, sometimes I'll be like, nah, I don't want to post that, but it's like, nah, bro, like, you have to be authentic in your journey. It's not a highlight reel. It's not a highlight reel. And I think we fall in love with that so much, but it's like, bro, before that mansion, it was probably a house. Before that, it was probably an apartment. Before that, it was a motel.
Ooh. Another thing, remember you asked me something about photography?
Yeah.
So, speaking on Instagram and a lifestyle, right? So, a lot of people that we look at and be like, oh my God, they got so much money. A lot of these artists, right? They really don't have it like that. They will maybe go out LA and rent out a nice house, or they may they'll rent out a jet or something. It's like a Peerspace. You can rent out a jet.
Yeah, Peerspace.
To make it look like,
Gotcha.
Right? It's all about an image.
Got you.
So they don't live there. They really not flying a jet, but they came and got that shot, that picture. Right? And so a lot of people will go to these nice mansions. They'll bring multiple outfits, and then they'll act like, oh yeah, I live here. They got different outfits, different locations of the household, and they'll post it randomly throughout the year. So people are like, oh my God, you moved, congratulations. No, this was from a photo shoot that I did. It took maybe like 4 hours.
Right.
But
just different fits and
that's why I
just
want to let people know, like, don't ever envy the next person, because you don't know what they really have. You don't know how they're feeling mentally. Having to put on a persona. It's a lot to it. Yeah,
for sure. And I think, like I said, I mean, you're living proof and seeing it and dealing with it. Like, it may be a lot for y'all, because y'all probably dealing with attitudes. Y'all probably
my God.
The
like, egos.
Woo. I don't know. Like, it's a lot over there. I don't know. Because, like,
it's a lot. Because, and the thing about it, people assume, okay, I got a lot of followers. You should want to work for free. And it's like, but your followers aren't paying my rent. And I kind of pay attention to who I work with, because if I do something for free, it needs to make sense.
Gotcha.
Like, if you post my work or whatever and I get a lot of followers, and that kind of helps, because those followers most likely will turn into leads, and then they will become clients.
Right.
But a lot of the times, people's followers, their crowd isn't my crowd.
Right.
And sometimes their crowd aren't going to like my prices.
Right.
And, it's hard, because it's like, I do want to help the people who really can't afford it.
Right.
But also, I have to pay rent.
Right.
I do. And then sometimes the folks that really want to budget 24/7 and they want to negotiate your rates, those are the worst clients ever.
Oh, no, for sure. I definitely, I understand.
The
like,
worst
all right,
clients.
yo, Jay, I want you to speak. I want a workshop.
Yeah,
I want the marketing jump.
And
Hey, yo, I need all that. And I'm like, all right.
I need it for like $75, $100 tops. That's my budget. It's like, what?
You're asking for marketing. You're asking for all this. That's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I'm like, nah, don't play small. Your price is your price.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's what I fight with all the time and, I struggle with because I really have a big heart. So if I hear somebody say they don't have it, it's like, oh, gosh, okay.
Right. No. Me and you the same.
Yeah.
I fight the same exact thing. I
it's
get
like,
it. And it's like, but
okay.
then it's like, the more you're undercutting yourself, like, do you not understand your worth?
And then because you have good work, they're going to keep coming back.
Right.
And then, oh, yeah, can I get that picture by tomorrow? You didn't even pay the full price. No, you can't get it back by tomorrow. Yeah, relax.
Like, for me, I know, like, with marketing, it's like, bro, did you post the event? Like, I know for a fact, like, it's you. So if you post a Joan, I know people will probably go ahead. And I'm like, bro, like, but it's like, bro, like, it's not even my
They put a lot on your back.
They do. It's a lot of weight.
Pressure.
It's a lot of weight.
And then people guilt trip you into everything.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Discernment, we have to have it. Grace, we have to have it. Patience, we need to have it. Being kind, we need to have it. All these things, we have to have it. Yes. I think it's important to have all that. And I think also, like, just being able to build organic relationships.
Yeah.
And I know that, like, currently you've been able to engage with the youth. So how do you feel about the youth and the DMV and just the youth in general? Like, how do you feel about the kids?
They're just misguided. A lot of them need hugs and they need to be heard. They're different than our generation because, we had social media, but we had to go into our class, like after class, hey, teacher, can I go on the laptop? Well, not even laptop. We didn't have them. Can I go on my desktop and check my top 8 on MySpace?
Yeah.
And, we didn't really see people dying every day online. They have to see that every day. So, also, police brutality. We didn't see people getting killed by cops.
No, we didn't see that.
But they see that.
Right.
They also, the economy is getting bad. So a lot of them can't afford groceries. Their parents can't afford nothing. So that's why a lot of them are out there robbing. And a lot of them come from crowded households, traumatizing households, and that's why they're outside. They have no choice. And that's why a lot of these young men want to go to jail because they'll actually have a bed to lay in.
Wow.
I
never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's a lot of kids that say stuff like that. Like, I don't really have my own bed. I had it in prison, though. And it's just like, dang.
That's crazy.
The fact that you think you have to go to jail to get a free bed is sad.
It is.
But that's what they think. They think that they have to do that. Recently, I was up at Largo, and a lot of the teenagers were just saying they wish they were heard. They wish their teachers can ask about their day. Their counselors at the school, they're a little older, so they can't relate. And they don't listen to the students. They just listen to talk. And I have an issue with that because I kind of do that sometimes, too. Because, like, listen, what you're telling me, I already know the answer to. But they don't want the answer. They just want to be heard.
Yeah, they be wanting to have a conversation. I agree with you on that. Like, working with the youth, I can definitely say that they want a conversation, they want a hug, they want a home cooked meal.
Yeah, they really do.
They literally want those 3
I
things.
I have so much love to give. I just like, come here, come here.
For sure. And I think at the end of the day, we got to realize, like, we were once that too.
Yeah.
So because we were once that too, like, that level of vulnerability, that level of patience and grace and all that we have to extend.
And they have to deal with a lot.
Yeah.
Social media.
It's a lot, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Because before, like, if you got into trouble, you got into a fight or something like that, like, yeah, you in the neighborhood knew. But now they got the video. Now everybody knows.
Oh, my goodness. Like, people can record you doing some crazy things and post it online. And, like, that's why a lot of these kids kill themselves.
And that's sad. That's sad to me.
It is very sad. But I love what you're doing with the children because you are giving them a vision.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. They have to literally, like, grind hard and dream big. Like, the whole notion of it is literally the more work you put in, the more dreams you're going to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think the more aspirations and, like, the more that you want for yourself in life, because a lot of people have to realize, like, it starts with you.
Yeah.
And building the confidence over time. Like, me, I wasn't always confident. I doubt myself. And it's like, bruh, like, even if I doubt myself, I still got to go through that.
Right.
I had, like, for me, being a confident speaker, I still deal with anxiety. You know what I'm saying? It's still there. Like, some people be like, wait, what? You're so confident. But it's like, nah, anxiety's still there.
The anxiety is there.
It's real.
Especially speaking to people. Like me doing this, I really didn't think I could do stuff like this. Because I feel like my brain, it moves faster than my thought process.
It's okay. That's fine.
That didn't even make sense. I meant to say,
ADHD is okay.
yeah, I definitely got ADHD.
It's okay though. That's fine. That's fine. Some people be saying that. I mean, hey, look, I think we all have it.
We all do.
We all got it.
But I think too, being an entrepreneur, it gets worse.
Okay.
I think it gets worse because my mind is constantly on. And I didn't realize, like, being a full-time entrepreneur, there's no time to stop. Like, it's an ongoing task every day.
So I guess so what does the self-care look like then? Because I think that's alarming. Like, what does that look like if it's an ongoing thing?
Man,
like,
self-care is pulling up home after a shoot and just sitting in the car for like 10 minutes.
Wow.
Or just sitting in my room, maybe just watching TV.
Okay.
And not editing. But I feel guilty not editing.
If I'm working.
I'm like, dang, I could be doing this. I could be coming up with this business plan. I could be doing that. But self-care, honestly, I want to be able to go to the spa whenever I want.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, you deserve that.
Yeah.
Listen, by the end of the year, you need to go.
Going to get a crab boil. You know, that's self-care right there.
Yeah, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Self-care.
Treating yourself. You got to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. I think that's the thing, too. And I struggle with that, too. The accomplishments and the goals and things like that. Okay, I accomplished it. And I ain't really celebrated. So I feel you on that.
Yes,
I did it. Like, it's like, okay, this is a big event. Like, bro, you just had such and such, or you had so many kids there, like this, that, and the third. Like, why are you moving so futuristic? It's because I think for me, when you grow complacent, it's like, bro, that's scary. I don't want to be
scared of being complacent. I don't want that for me. I never saw that for myself. Like, ever.
Yeah, I don't want to be complacent. I don't want to be stagnant. I always feel like it's more things. Yeah,
I've seen it. We've seen it with, like, you know, our parents and their generation. Unfortunately, you know, a lot of them were very complacent because they were told they got to be stable.
Right.
Stable job, working 9 to 5, working 9 to 5, working 9 to 5.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the notion of.
But it's not for everybody.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. And then on top of that, like, I want to actually make my decisions and live for me. So
exactly. I think I've been so at peace because before I was trying to be greedy, having a job and still doing photography, but it was very stressful. And so when I was going to the spa, the lady would always tell me I had a lot of stress balls in my back. And so ever since, you know, I've been full time, I haven't been stressed.
That's
honestly,
good.
because I just gave it to God.
There you go.
All my worries, it goes to Him.
That's good.
Anytime I think negative, I just say, hey, God, I rebuke. Take that out of my thought process.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
And just keeping them at the center of everything, I think it's so vital and it's so important.
You have to.
And like I said, building relationships, I think, is very vital. And
the relationships are very important.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be hard for me because I have so much going on in my mind. I really do not have time to be on the phone. And some people just want to be on the phone all day, every day, or just call me all day, every day. And it's like, listen, I'm trying to think right now.
Yeah.
I can't be on the phone.
Right.
And I'm a very straight to the point type of person. Like, if you have something to let me know, please text it.
Yeah.
Or you can call, just please don't try to be on the phone for a long period of time.
Yeah. I
get anxiety about that.
Me too. I think that for me, I value people's time. So like I said, a text is cool. You know what I'm saying? If that's your communication style and that works,
yeah.
Cool.
I mean, it's like sometimes I could be on the phone. It really depends on my mood and my workload.
Right.
But a lot of the times, people could really get in their feelings by that. Like, you don't want to talk to me on the phone? It's like, no, not really.
But I think also, like, we should all be pursuing and finding out purpose in those times, right? Like,
yeah.
Even for myself, like right now, in addition to working, I always find books to read. I'm reading The Way of a Superior Man right now. It's about purpose.
I bought that book for a guy one time.
It's about purpose.
Yeah,
like, you have to find.
Bought that for Nipsey.
Yeah, it's about purpose. And majority of the books that I've actually read, shout outs to Nipsey, because his book list is phenomenal.
Yeah.
A1, literally. Like,
I think I'm actually going to cut off a lot of my cable channels and literally just start reading.
Yeah, reading books is great. Like, and I think for me, this book in particular is just understanding like accountability.
Mm-hmm.
What do you like about yourself? Oh, it's going to reveal what's ugly about you. Are you willing to accept that too?
Yeah.
And then become self-aware. So it's really a strength finder. Like, all right, cool.
I'm working on that.
You got to be built with that.
Like with myself.
Yeah.
Every day, like, okay, I do need to work on my communication though. I do. That's something I struggle with. I have to. It's really just my mood. Like, do you wake up some days and just don't be in a mood?
Sometimes I do. Yeah. Sometimes like, all right, I already know I know what I have to do. All right, bro, just leave me alone.
Yeah, I get flustered, but I'm really trying to work on that because in order to be successful, I have to be able to answer phone calls for people because stuff is important. I got a client right now, but if I don't answer the phone, I missed it.
Got you.
Miss out on the opportunity.
It may be a book. You know what? I think I have a book. I think it's the 7 effects of highly effective people, something like that. I think I got the book around. But yeah, that's a good book to read. Yeah, that's a good book to read because then it goes into that, and Atomic Habits also. That'll definitely help.
Actually, I think I got that in my my book library.
Yeah, Atomic Habits is really good. That'll help you with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think I got that.
Yeah, that'll help
I may have the physical copy.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
The physicals are definitely good.
I need to read Wallow book though, for sure.
Yeah,
have you started?
I finished it.
Oh my god,
it's really good. It's really
good.
I'm
gonna give myself a week to finish it.
Yeah, it's cool. What I learned a lot from the self-help books and just the journey itself is just the notion of what it takes. So I think that even reading the books, going to the conferences, going to the networking events, and just finding ways to pour back into what you're doing, that reassurance is definitely good.
Because I eventually want to teach a class on photography.
Okay.
But it's just something I have to actually sit down and write out the curriculum. What am I teaching? Where do I need to teach it at? Do I want it to be virtual? Should it be in person at the studio? I really think I'm going to do a lighting class, though.
That would be fire, and I think that's different. I think that's different. You know, I think being different in the space is definitely going to be good, too, and then realizing what it's going to, what it's going to be. And, like, okay, is this going to be for people that are inspiring to be it? Is this going to be for youth? Like, you know what I'm saying? When you get that, it's cool.
Yeah, because, I mean, honestly, it's a lot of different reasons why people can become a photographer. It's different needs for it. You got events. And that's how I try to tell people, like, all because you have a camera don't mean you can do everything or shoot everything.
Right.
Like, I know my strengths, and I know my strengths inside the studio. Like, you can't tell me nothing in the studio. Outdoors, it's cool.
But I guess everything that's been a first for you this year, I believe it will be multiplied.
Oh, yeah. Year. For sure.
Because of just
the networks and the relationships.
The relationships and just knowing what you bring to the table. I believe that this is the year of, okay, I've established my value. I see my value. Now my value will be multiplied.
Yes, I like that.
That's how I would say it. Because you're going to always have a threshold because you're going to have that, like you said earlier, that one person that may not be able to fit it. And then, but I will say what you say yes to and what you say no to is expensive. So just be mindful of that. That's what I would say. For you, especially.
Yeah, I'm learning that.
Yeah. It's not your fault though, because I've fell victim to that too. So
it can definitely be expensive, and it can cost your mental, your sanity.
Yes.
Your sanity. Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, it's important, and I think as a creative, it's hard because it's like we're constantly creative. So like, don't be afraid to like just shut down. Like, bro, laptop got to go up. I'm taking a walk outside. I'm taking a walk outside.
Like lately this week, I've been going to bed like at 1:00, and that's early to me.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm sleep.
I'm sleep
at that time. I ain't really got nothing else.
I can go to bed maybe like 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah. See, I'm getting up at 4, so my routine is different. I'm an early bird. I'm up at 4. I'm working out. My workout's done by 6. Then I'm getting myself ready. Like I'm a morning person.
You have a routine, and that's something that I need. I really, really hope God like just throws at me, like discipline.
Build your routine. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Waking up early in the morning is great because I'm energized. I'm like, oh yeah, let me go to the gym real quick.
Right.
Let me go work out.
Yeah.
And then after a workout, I just feel good. Like, wow, it's not even 9:00 yet.
Right. See, that's my thing. I know for a fact. For me, I'm productive in the morning. I know after 5, 6 o'clock, unless it's something that I'm looking forward to. Oh no, I'm chilling. I ain't doing nothing. I'm
like
in the
people
bed.
be asking me to come outside. Like, why?
Yeah, like nah.
If they're parking, like that's.
If they're parking is crazy.
But no, I get you. Especially if I gotta come out DC.
I get you. Yeah. See,
listen.
Nah. But yeah, that's a struggle within itself.
Yeah.
Especially where you're going to, it's like, okay, I gotta go sit there and go blocks and blocks and blocks just to find.
I have a question for you.
What's up?
What made you want to be like a motivational speaker?
I think personally for me, my mom always said you had a gift for gab. That's what she always sat there and told me. And she said when I was younger, she had dreams of me speaking to like large masses of people, and I never saw that. I loved rapping, I loved poetry, so I was doing like talent shows and things like that, and I was rapping, did a couple shows, performed at the Fillmore, Howard Theater, things like that. So that was really cool. That was between like definitely like 2015 and 2019. So it was definitely dope to do that. But even after that, I'm like, okay, guys, like you're about to pivot, you're about to transition. Like the music is cool, but I want to use you for something else. And it was hard to let that go because I'm like, I like the music. Like what you mean?
You had a vision for something, but God had something bigger.
Right, God had something bigger.
Yeah.
So when I started doing the motivational reels, I did it like July 5th, 2020. And shout out to Aaliyah because she was like, yo, Flo, I think you need to have a podcast. She's the one who really inspired it. People don't really even know that.
Shout out to her.
She's the one who really inspired it. She was like, yo, you should have a podcast. Like your videos is good stuff, but you need to elaborate on it. So when she sat there and said that, I was like, okay. Then I just started thinking. And I went back to my notebook because literally I did a poem that was titled Grind Hard, Dream Big back in 2014. So I was just like, you know what, let me revamp this and just make it.
Did you see how it all come together? Like you're just building on your talents and just bringing it to a different ball game.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And the motivation, like for me, it was just like, yeah, I felt like once I embraced it, I was like, all right, that's cool. Like I don't got to be the most qualified person, but it's like, yo, I'm already qualified. So I didn't necessarily feel like it was a mimic and copy. Like I would watch motivational videos and see other people speak, but it's like, nah, I want my own style. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh yeah, man, okay, I know that's Jay. He got the bucket hat everywhere you go. He be chilling.
Yeah, Wallow Jr.
Hey yo, go ahead. Go ahead, yo. But it's just different, and I think what I talk about is different. So like for middle school, I'll have a middle school story about trying to find myself in high school, talking about how I struggle with geometry in college, those in and outs. So like having those relatable stories and letting the kids know like you don't have to be perfect to be amazing.
Yep.
So
and you're preaching to the right crowd. The kids, because they eventually have to branch off to be adults, and you just never know how your words of encouragement they'll think about it when they're graduating or when they got to take the SAT and they want to quit. They'll hear you in their head. Yeah,
and that's the fruits of the labor part. That's like God's fruit. So I look at it like, you know, it's being patient. Like the kids are gonna be curious cats and dangerous dogs, and it's okay. Like, let that be.
Yeah.
Like, but at the same time, you can't fault them for being curious.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have questions.
Adults are curious.
Yeah. And why is a complex question to ask kids? I think when adults realize that, then it's like, all right, cool. Well, we can ease up like what, how, or when may be, but it's not, why is really hard. Because why is even hard for adults to answer sometimes.
What's your why?
What's your why?
You know, that's something I always tell people when they lose track or vision of their purpose. I always ask them, what's your why? What was your why in the beginning?
Yeah, and my why really was like God, family, and support system. Like, and I knew if I didn't do it, who else was?
Yeah, I wanted to be able to have my own money. You know, my mom, she didn't have it like that, so I wanted to make sure I had it like that. My dad, he can't count on him for anything, so like I have to be my own money supply.
Gotcha.
And then I also wanted to be able to help out my little sister and stuff like that. Now she getting her own money too.
Got you. And I think me being transparent, like all the jobs I've had have always dealt with how you deal with people. So
Yeah.
like I know my first job, I had a summer job working at Flowers back when I was 16, and then from there worked at Best Buy retail, people. Then after that it was Buffalo Wild Wings and working at a restaurant, people, FedEx, people. Then after that working at a school, dealing with people.
And it helps your personality.
And it helps, yeah.
That was me. Like I started off at Papa John's, then I went to Pizza Hut, then I went to Elevation Burger, then I went to a housing agency, black owned. Then I went to, well, no, did I say FEMA? Oh, after Elevation Burger, I went to FEMA. And then after FEMA was a housing agency. And after that, then I went to Homeland Security.
Got you.
Then NASA. And I was just like, after that, I'm like, look, I feel like I didn't reach the top once I got to NASA.
Yeah, NASA, I ain't gonna lie, hold up. Black woman NASA, hold on now.
Like,
Hidden Figures?
That was
Hold
the
on.
best job ever. Like,
Okay.
it was super cool. Like, I love everybody there. Like, every day, I was like, dang, okay. And the minute I got there, that's when COVID hit.
Gotcha.
So I only went into the office for 2 weeks, and then they was like, "Oh, here, take this laptop. You'll probably be gone for a couple of weeks." That turned into 3 years.
Wow.
Working from home.
Wow.
So that was like a dream. I've always used to say that. Like, when my friend was working at first, and I was like, "Dang, I wish I could work at NASA, but working from home."
Wow.
And it really happened.
Got you.
You know, God forbid, not COVID. Like, I wish I could take that back, but
Right.
that's what manifesting. Oh my God,
Manifestation.
manifesting is so important, and just paying attention to what you say out loud.
Yes.
Because it could happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The power of the tongue is very serious.
Yeah, that's biblical too. Like I'm telling myself, like I endure bigger and better things, but I'm just patient by stewarding what God has given me in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing for me. Like I know a lot of people will be like, "Yo, I see this for you. I see that for you." Like, yo,
What
I
do
know
you see for you?
Yeah, what do I see for me?
Yeah, like what's your day to day? What's your dream lifestyle?
My dream life, I think of the biggest thing possible. So like we're talking about cross collabs with bigger platforms, ideal aligned platforms. I would say like now that people are like, yo, you done ran into him like 3 times, bro. Maybe
Right.
$1 million worth of game and J Flow. Like,
Oh yeah, you gonna be on there.
you know what I'm saying?
You gonna be on.
And I see that.
I see you on stage, like a big stage. You're gonna have your earpiece on, and you're gonna like, yo, what's up, y'all? That's your beginning. I see that.
Yeah, I'm just looking at preparation. Like every single day, I'm starting from zero. Like I always get my reps in. So like even though a moment has happened, I always go back to the lab and practice. Because
Okay.
it's like whenever that moment happens, I want to be ready for it.
Right.
And I don't want to miss it. So like, yeah, bigger stages, bigger engagements, like I said, bigger youth events, expanding outside the DMV, probably taking the East Coast, West Coast, United States, different countries.
Different things. Write out a game plan.
Yeah.
Write out a game plan. Maybe you can come up with something teaching people how to be motivational.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Well, you kind of already do that. But
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, it's a lot of goals that I have for myself. I'm gonna be quiet now because I'm gonna
Okay.
just pop out. But when I
sometimes
pop out,
gotta
you gonna
pop
know.
out and show.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Kendrick. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For sure. And I don't know why people mad at Kendrick. He deserved the Super Bowl. I ain't gonna hold
Let
y'all.
him have
Let
it.
him have it. You know what I'm
Let
saying?
him have it. Like
And I'm a big fan of. So a lot of people from the rap notion. I respect all 3 of the artists. I respect Drake. I respect Kendrick. I respect Cole. I understand how it transpired. I salute Cole because I believe that it wasn't his war to begin with.
right.
Drake, to me, I like Drake. I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a fan of Kendrick. But this obviously knows this is rap. So because it's rap and I'm a rapper, I just knew how it was going to
And
get.
they got their own personal issues.
Yeah, but I knew how it was going to get. Like Kendrick Lamar, to me, is a great, phenomenal
He's a Gemini. He's amazing.
rapper. You can say that because I'm not that. I'm a Pisces.
He's
but I got
okay,
you.
water sign.
I got you.
Yeah,
But
his intellect is crazy. And
yeah, for sure.
just like Tupac, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Tupac, Biggie, all of them, their wordplay is crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Ice-T. No, not Ice-T. Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, yeah.
Like, don't ever beef with them in rap.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Because it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It'll get dark fast.
Yeah,
for
real
sure.
fast.
Yeah, real fast.
And they don't care.
No, they don't. And I think, but that's the thing. I think with Kendrick Lamar, it's like what people didn't realize, it was brewing since 2013.
Oh yeah,
a long time.
Because I would listen to a Drake song, I was like, wait, he's definitely dissing Kendrick.
Yeah, and it was a
It was an
subliminal
old song.
but
I knew what
it
you
was
was
a
talking
subliminal.
about.
It was a subliminal, but like if you know, you know, and that's
Mhm.
why I'm saying like,
And Kendrick was quiet. Kendrick was chilling. He could drop an album, and he's an artist. He can go 5 years.
yeah,
Because his music, he drop hits, and that's why people make me mad when they say he don't even have hits for the Super Bowl. And I'm like, what?
yeah. He,
Are you tripping?
I mean, like I said, for me, I seen all three of them in concert, and to be honest, like,
Kendrick is crazy.
it's not even really. It is close, depending on how you look at it, but
Kendrick
is crazy.
He's crazy.
Like that Mr. Morale tour was amazing.
Crazy.
I was there.
Oh my god.
I had club level seats with
I
me and
went
my
by
homies.
myself.
That joint was fire.
Section 100. I
That
was
joint was
by
fire.
myself.
I
Like,
think we were in the 200s.
okay.
Club level fire. Like
I was just.
I was sold seeing him in concert. I was like, he's one of them.
Yeah, he's.
Just
he's
let
one of them.
him be. He's one
Like,
of them.
Don't play with him. That's
Yeah,
why
he's one.
I just let people argue. You know, it's cool.
Yeah, Kendrick is.
But Drake is a really good performer as well.
Yeah, I just think that
Two
it's the music.
differences.
Two different
It's
styles.
the
Two different
music.
styles.
You
two
got,
different
you know,
styles.
Drake. He can do the melodies. He can do the club bangers. You know, it's something about Kendrick though. Like his music is just like art. It's like when you listen, you could just. It's like throwing paint on a wall.
Yeah, and I think that his projects are so timely and they resonate with a lot of people. Like,
Yes.
for me personally, out of all his albums, I like Mr. Morale the most.
That was the best one.
And the reason why is because I believe that was the most vulnerable Kendrick.
I was gonna say vulnerable. Yeah, it was very vulnerable.
Yeah.
And he meant every word, and you know, him and his wife addressed everything that
Yeah.
they had going on in that album. That's why I'm just like, if y'all would have listened to the album,
Yeah.
nothing is new here.
No, nothing's new. But on the outside, it's like, okay, but that's the casual. And that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying with it going on in
And you
these
just
platforms.
gotta know you the ish, and he know he the ish.
Yeah. Facts.
That's why he's like, look, I could just throw a concert real quick.
Facts. And that was one of the biggest moments in hip hop history.
Yeah. So he definitely deserved the Super Bowl.
Right. I agree.
He been putting on for a very long time, and
Yeah.
he's gonna shut the Super Bowl down.
I believe it.
In my mind, I think he's gonna bring out Wayne. Like, I think so, but
I don't know.
I know because
It'd
Wayne.
be weird.
I know.
It'd be very weird. But I can see it. I can see it. 'Cause-
Oh wait, never mind. Because of Drake, I
Right.
keep forgetting.
Right. But once again, we never know.
Yeah, you
I mean,
just
we
never
never
know
know.
because it's all about music at the end of the day.
True.
And it's business.
Facts. At the end of the day, that's a fact.
And so I'm like, okay, Wayne is saying he's upset, but I think maybe I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Maybe
That'll be fire. I
that
mean,
would be fire.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
We're gonna see, but either way, I'm excited for Kendrick.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what he does.
I think it's vital, and I think in our culture we have to really understand how much influence we have.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest thing. Like what we say, microphones, platforms, things like that. Like what we say is very, very important. And like we can, we are the culture.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And things like that. And I think people take that lightly.
And I like Kendrick too because he's not on social media.
No, he's not.
And I realized to be an artist is always good to go ghost.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you saw what happened to the baby.
Yeah.
Right. He tried to be vulnerable by posting his fight with his baby mom online, but it backfired.
Right.
It backfired. And then also what he said about it was gay people.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and that's
The
the
Rolling Loud,
quickest
yeah.
way
Yeah.
to get. In his mind, he probably wasn't thinking nothing of it.
Right.
But social media, you just gotta learn to be quiet.
Yeah, that's true. And like I said, all this stuff that's going on right now, like I think after Cat Williams had that sit down with Club Shay Shay, it's a lot. You know what I mean, it's a lot. So
He dropped the truth on
everything. Everybody's quiet.
You gotta be quiet.
Everybody's quiet.
That's why Beyonce is always quiet.
Yeah.
The more you talk, the more people gonna hate you. People hate Beyonce because she don't talk.
Right.
It's like y'all just mad at everything.
That's facts, though.
You know?
I think it's a lot, that's going on. But I would definitely say, like, for you, in the space that you're in, continue to.
I have to talk. Yeah, I have to. I
continue to share your story. Don't be afraid to
Yeah.
share your story. You had a story before a microphone. So that's my
I didn't even
question.
tell you how I became a full-time photographer.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I was getting a lot of clientele, and I kept saying, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur. I want to be a full-time entrepreneur. And God been told me I can do it. But I was just like, no, I'm scared. I want the money. And so on a Sunday, I put on my story that I'm going to be a full-time entrepreneur in a couple months. And then that next day, I got a phone call from my job and it was like, yeah, it's just not working out anymore. And I was just like, wow. And I was outside, right? So I just looked up at the sky and I laughed. And I was like, God, I literally said in a few months, you could have waited.
Right.
But I wasn't mad at all. Like,
Right.
I was like, okay, this is my time. This is my time. And then I got my last paycheck and I literally spent it on a camera lens that I knew I needed in order to be a full-time. It was $2,200 and that was on sale. And I cried because I was like, this is my last. And I had to move, right? I was supposed to move into this place. But because I got fired, I was just like, oh, my God, okay, I can't go there. So my apartment complex was like, well, it's a place right next door to yours. But you got to move in 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, my God. So, mind you, I spent all my money on camera equipment. Because I was sad, like literally, I feel like God said, don't worry. And he sent me 2 big jobs. I was able to pay for the new apartment and furnish it. Like I feel like that was just my testimony, because I wanted to save the money for security. But I was like, listen, if you want to be full time, you have to get the 24-70 lens to use it for everything. And that lens is very expensive.
Right, for sure.
For real.
But that investment that you made is like I said, multiply. God will multiply anything that you
He multiplied it.
Yeah.
He just sent me 2 shoots randomly. And I was like, wow. And I said, okay, this is my testimony.
There it is. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, because I think
Thank you.
that's the leap of faith that people don't. Entrepreneurship, it looks easy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks attractive.
Not.
It's not.
Yeah.
And people don't realize the steps that you have to take to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like me, I know for a fact, like still working with kids, it's like, okay, motivation and all this stuff. It's like, it'll get draining. And when God says move, just move.
You got to move.
Yeah.
And I'm learning, like, and God puts people in your life for a reason. So I don't even take advantage, or is that the word? Yeah, I don't take advantage of people's timing in my life. And then too, if I can be a blessing to someone, I will. And
Right.
I try to do that all the time.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's your heart posture, and he's looking
Mm-hmm.
at your character. It's not your reputation. Like you can have 100 shoot, you can have over 100 shoots, and that's great for business, right?
Yeah.
And money and finances, that's great. But how were you when you were working? That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm telling myself too. Like, how are you when you're working? Like, how can I help you is more important than what can I gain?
Exactly.
Every time.
How can I help you? Because honestly, I love seeing my friends prosper.
Yeah,
I really
supposed
do.
to.
Like, I love introducing them to somebody, and then coming to find out they working together now.
Right.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, because like all
connection.
all y'all creatives, like y'all all know each other, or
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So it's like, okay, because like I know 2 weeks ago when Elizabeth and Amber, shout out to them, because they definitely loved, and I had Miles to come through and teach the kids about photography and everything, and film, which was dope. They're
I
like,
really
yo,
wanted to come. My grandma was in the hospital, so I
Got
was just
you.
like, yeah, but
yeah, for sure.
the next one for sure.
Yeah, and it's like it's just the whole notion is like, oh yeah, you know them too, and it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, it's not. I mean, yeah, everybody says it's a small world,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe everybody knows each other.
Yeah, it's a community, especially with social media too.
Yeah,
So, for example, like if I know I can't do a photo shoot, I will send them to somebody that can. And I'm also really trying to get into production as well.
and the thing that I love is like you guys embrace being the underdog.
Oh yeah.
I believe that a lot of people sleep on a lot of people for whatever reason,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's like when their moments come, it's like only if you were around
Yep.
or had that conversation, like you would know.
Yep.
And then when it's that time, it's that time. So like I said, yeah, embrace being the underdog. It's okay.
Embrace it. Don't think too hard. I know so many talented people that just sleep on their talent because they want to look perfect on Instagram. And it's just like, why are you trying to impress people that's not adding any value to your life? Just do it. You got to just do it. Another thing I like to do, I like to create businesses for people and just create business plans for them. I could do that on like the top of my head.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Yeah, like I love people come to me with visions and ideas, and I'm just like, okay, cool. Well, this is what you need to do, and I write up something and I send it to them. And
That's
it's
fire.
up to them if they're gonna follow it or not.
It's fire.
But the people that actually listen to me, they're very successful.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
So, I don't know if they're like a motivational speaker.
good. That's all right though. I can see that. I can see you
Yeah.
speaking on some panels though. I can see it.
we're gonna speak that into existence.
Yeah, I see that.
2025.
I see that. I see that.
I
I
want
see
some
that.
panels.
So, what is something that you would have told your younger self?
You said wouldn't have told?
I said, what is something that you would have told your younger self?
Oh, start learning photography early.
Okay.
I would have told myself to actually go to school for photography.
Okay.
Be kind to yourself and pay attention to your surroundings.
Okay.
You know, I would have took photography serious a long time ago. You know, but I was too comfortable. I was still dope, but I just feel like now the pressure is on.
Yeah.
And just be my younger self. Just be gentle. Know that God is always around me, and that I'm great and I don't need validation.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have told my younger self that you don't gotta. I mean, you don't have to be perfect to be amazing, of course, but I think it's just taking your time. Like,
Definitely
your race
taking
is
your
your
time.
race. It's
Yep.
not anybody else's. No matter how many times you walk, no matter how many times you jog or you sprint, like, just run your race. And
Because it's your
stay in
life
lane.
at the end of the day.
Right, and stay in your lane. Like, once you find your lane, you realize there's no traffic.
Also, I'll tell people too, like, it's okay to do multiple things, right? I know it's people I used to look at like, oh my gosh, she's trying to do this too, but it's great because people are literally trying to figure themselves out to see what works for them and what doesn't. And then too, you're just also gaining skill sets when you do multiple things.
I agree, because like I said, like, and don't box yourself in either. Like, I'm telling myself that now. It's like, okay, as you're doing events, always look to expand and work with different people and branch off to different cities, because like certain times people can be like, oh yeah, well, you only do this here or you only do this there.
What cities do you want to visit
You talking about in the world?
that you haven't been to?
Oh man, let's see, I've never been to Cali before.
I've never been either.
I gotta go to Cali.
I think 2025 we should all go. Like, cause I would just always wanted to plan a group trip out Cali. Just call it like the influencer.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to Cali.
Trip.
I want to go to Cali.
We're gonna plan it.
Yeah, I'm going to Cali. I want to go to Cali.
Plan it.
That's a place I definitely want to go. So much history there. Definitely.
And if you go to Cali, what would you want to do?
Marathon store for sure.
Okay.
That's first stop.
Okay.
Mamba Academy for sure.
Okay.
Paramount. Got to go see Paramount for sure. I want to see Slauson during the daytime.
I feel like you should definitely do a spoken word event out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Open mic.
That'd be fire.
Yeah.
Definitely do a podcast out there too.
Definitely can.
Yeah, for sure. So
You have to bring all your equipment.
nah, I could find ways to do it.
You can rent it.
I could find ways to do it. I would do that.
Okay.
I think that would definitely be dope. Like,
There's a lot of people out there from here that live in Cali.
For
that
sure.
You can definitely interview.
for sure. And I just think that would be a great.
That'd be tight if you're on, like, you know how they have the volleyball court and it's like a basketball court. That would be tight if you out there by the beach doing a podcast.
That would be fire. I never thought of that.
I see the vision.
Okay.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
That's fire. I like that. I like people that want to, give me more motivation and put more fuel in my tank. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. I like that for sure.
We're gonna make it happen. I'm serious.
I believe you. I believe you. And I see you doing panels, like I sat there and said. I see you speaking.
Yeah.
And I think that you're going to share your story. You know what? I wouldn't even be surprised if you had your own mentoring program. I would not even be surprised.
And what's so crazy is I never thought my story was important enough to share. Because, again, I move so fast in life. Like, I'm always worried about the next goal. It's just like, oh, okay, whatever. Nobody really is going to care about what I got to say.
Wow.
But I'm learning, no, people actually want to hear what you have to say.
Facts. Yeah.
So
tell your story.
Yeah.
And take pride in that, because it is. Like, yeah. You never know. Like,
never know.
You never know. Like, I look at how you impact other people. Like, for me, I don't get too big on myself. I don't get too low on myself. I'm like, I'm right there in the middle.
Very neutral.
And I just stay there. Yeah. I got to stay there. I can't get too big.
Yeah, I don't get, that's me. I'm very modest.
Yeah.
And some people get on me about that. But I don't know. I was never one to just like be really, really boastful.
Yeah, I don't brag about it. But I think because it's like, yeah, you're always humble. It's like, bruh, don't be too humble. Like, own it. And I'm like, I own it. But it's like, bruh, at the same time.
I don't want to come off as cocky.
There you go.
Because I'm not that.
Me either.
Like, I'm so down to earth.
Me either.
I'm a goofy person. Like, I'm hilarious.
I can see that.
I'm hilarious.
I can see that.
I'm
I can
serious.
see that. I can see that.
but yeah, no, I really can't wait to a place I want to go to. Definitely California.
Okay.
Definitely Cali. Just to take pictures out there, meet people. And I'm the type of person, like, I can go to the grocery store and I'll meet somebody big and be like, damn.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just happens like that.
Nah, it'd be the randomest places and you'd be like, wait, what?
So
what
then
happened?
Cali, I'll definitely meet some people out there.
Yeah.
And just make connections. I try to, especially out of Atlanta, I make connections a lot.
Oh yeah, Atlanta. I love
Atlanta.
Atlanta. I've been to
It's like my
Atlanta.
second home.
I love Atlanta. Atlanta's cool. I like Atlanta, man.
Shout out to Willie Hen.
Shout in Atlanta. Shout out to my brother Fool with the camera. Shout out to my brother. Like that's
Dope Shot Precious. That's my girl.
That's all right.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like Atlanta was definitely love. AC3 Music Festival. I got to perform out there. It was really dope.
You.
That was dope. That was 2019 before I
Okay.
started doing that. Actually, 2019 was actually a.
Do you have videos of it?
I actually don't.
Okay, because back then we wasn't. No.
Yeah, I don't think we really was heavy on that. But like 2019, I would say like, yo, that was a fire year. Like South by Southwest, going to Texas, performing out there. I did that alone.
I want to go to Texas. I've been to Houston, but it was with my job.
Got you.
Yeah, it was with my job. So.
And then, to do South by Southwest, big music festival, because I wrote that down. I said I was going to perform at South by Southwest.
And you did it.
And I said I was going to perform at AC3, and I did that. And I said I was going to perform at the Fillmore, and I said and I did that. I performed at the Fillmore 3 times, actually.
Okay, so when we're finished, you're going to write down, you're going to do a podcast by the beach in California.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down.
Okay, and that you're going to be on a big stage.
Yeah, I'm going to write that down.
Me too, I'm going to write it down.
I'm going to write that down. Accountability partner, I like it.
Yeah, accountability. That's what I like. I love accountability partners.
Yeah.
Like, when people know, like, with my friends, I'll create a note in our phone, then I'll add them as a collaborator. I'm like, look, we got to check it off. Is it
for
done?
sure.
And I give people time frames too. I'm like, look, I need this done by Friday.
Right. So I'm gonna need you to go to the spa before December.
Okay, the spa.
Yeah. So you can go ahead because you look like you need to go to the spa tomorrow.
I do.
Just saying.
I need to go.
Just saying.
I need to go.
Right. Exactly. Or like some self care like that, and then at least maybe 1 or 2 days next week where you have gotten caught up in work where you can just shut down the laptop. I think 2 rest days, or at least
2 rest days. Okay.
And then if you need to sit there and build your routine of that, we can help. Your routine we can help.
Yeah.
Build your routine. We can get a routine.
Routine for sure.
Yes. You're gonna need one.
Like I need
as a creative in what you're doing, you're going to definitely need one. Finding out when, like, because as an entrepreneur, yes, you can find yourself working all types of day. Mm-hmm. But the real question you have to ask yourself is, when are you more productive? Because when you're more productive, that's when you can scale everything.
Honestly, when I go to bed early and wake up early.
Okay, so that means
during
the morning.
Yeah.
Even though we all have 9 to 5s, that means that's your time frame from doing the work.
And you know, Aaliyah, she actually told me just start acting like you are working a 9 to 5 with
yes.
your job. So what I do sometimes is I'll cut on my timer for 8 hours, and I see what I can get done in 8 hours.
Okay.
And I realized one day I was like, wow, you really didn't get a lot done, because I'll be on my phone on Instagram and I don't realize it.
Time scrolling. Yeah.
Like, you sit down on the bed, it's like, oh, okay, let me just pick up my phone real quick. And you can spend hours on your phone.
Oh yeah, not for sure. I know for myself, like, I work out early in the morning. I'm running, I'm jogging. I've been on this app for 100 days.
Okay.
I already have over 1 million steps.
Wow. Okay.
So I know how focused I am with this. But I know if I don't start running like before 5 or something like that, I'm gonna be lazy.
Wait,
so I just know myself.
In the dark? It's not safe.
I know, but I'm so dedicated.
I know you have to do it, because if you don't, it's so easy to fall off.
Yeah, I'm dedicated, because I would do that, like go to the gym and be good and like just get my workout in. Mm-hmm. And I feel so, it's my regimen. It's a part of it. So it's like, if I'm disciplined there, I'll be disciplined at other places. And that's the thing. Your job and your passion and what you love to do, the discipline that you have for that.
Yeah, especially because you got to go to school.
Right.
You got to work out. Yeah,
Yeah, because if I do it in the afternoon, I already know me. Mm-mm. I ain't going to want to do it.
Because you'll be tired.
Right. So I just know that. So when you're dedicated to the work, all the other habits, when you sharpen them joints, it's gonna be like this. You're gonna be like,
Yep.
bet, say no more. I'm
And the
good.
thing is, I be on a good streak, and the minute I stop, like I see my body getting back out of shape, and I'll be like, golly, I don't feel like going back to the gym.
But it's baby steps. It's baby steps though, and I think you don't. Like I said, I think a lot of people be like, man, let me go find somebody that want to hit the gym with me. Once it start with you, then it's like, all right, bet. Now I start.
Yeah, and I realized I have to go by myself.
Yeah. And then cause for me, the notion of me like running, I ran a 5K. Shout out to my mom. She was like, yo, son, we're gonna run the 5K together.
Shout out to mom.
So I ran a 5K. This was Juneteenth. And
this year?
Yeah, this year.
Okay.
And out of 350 runners that were older and younger, way, way younger actually, out of the 350, I placed in the top 10.
That is good.
So from there, I was motivated. I'm like, bet, say no more. I want to run the 10K now.
So in order to win the 5K, that just means
that's only 3.1 miles. Wow. That's it. So I ran my time 3.1 miles. I ran it in 26 minutes and 50 seconds.
How do they know if it's that many people? Like, how did
they had timers? They had a lot of people out there that was tracking the time, and the lady sat there and had my time. And yeah, and then the only people that were in front of me, they've been running for 12 straight years.
Okay.
And that was only me taking it serious that time. I'm like, okay. Because the person that finished it ran it in 18 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I'm motivated.
Minutes.
I'm motivated.
Like, I can do that.
I can do it.
So you can do it next year too?
Yeah.
I think that's something I want to try.
All right.
I think I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
Where'd you do it?
In Virginia.
Okay.
It was nice.
You know they have like running clubs?
Yeah, I know. Runners run.
I want to try that. But it's kind of cold now.
You have to you have to get yourself conditioned first before you do it. Like,
okay.
I would definitely say that. Don't be like, all right, but because
they're runners.
They're runners. They're gonna run. Yes, they're gonna run. These are people that, hey, who's down for the 10K? Who's down for the marathon? I'm not ready for the marathon right now. Marathon is 26 miles. It takes time to prep for that.
Yeah.
That's 26 miles.
You gotta get your stamina together.
Yes. Then those resting stations are very important. So hydration and water, yeah.
And your mindset too.
And your mindset. Like for me, no drinking alcohol. Like I'm not
really an alcohol drinker. Like,
I'm not doing that. I'm not like for my body being a temple. Like I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the smoking. Like when I'm running or jogging or exercising, I can tell the difference. And I like where I'm at right now because I'm conditioning myself like every single day. Like I know even with like tomorrow, it's the same thing. Like, all right, bet I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna run again.
Yep.
And do more miles.
Because it's a part of your routine.
Yep, it's part of my routine. And
5
a.m. Club, shout out to that book because that's
it's an actual book.
It's a 5 a.m. Club, yeah. It's a book. It's called 5 a.m. Club. It's a white and orange book. And that book really taught me a lot about the discipline. The millionaires, the billionaires, the people that are maximizing off of time.
From 3 to 6 is kind of like the creative hours.
For you?
Yep.
Okay. As long as you know that. See?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like that's why sometimes I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake up at 3 o'clock. Then it's hard for me to go to sleep because my mind is coming up with concepts for photos.
Right. So that's a time that may be vital for you. So as you're paying attention to it, just realize when you're productive. That's it. And then when you're not productive, then it's like, all right, cool. What's your window? Pay attention to that. You're good.
Yeah, mine is definitely off the late night. I don't know why. Maybe
It's
because the world is asleep.
I mean, that's probably that, or maybe where you've found a lot of success early in your career and when you started. So
I never slept. Like back in the day, I used to be up all night making mixtapes off LimeWire. Like, I was always up. My mom would be like, "You're still up? It's 7 a.m." Oh yeah, my bad, I'm up.
Yeah, but then like, when do you sleep? And then if you sleep, is it even healthy sleep? It's like you force yourself to sleep. Yeah.
That's the thing.
You need a routine.
I need a routine.
Yeah.
I need a routine. And what I need to do is put it on the wall, put it on the bathroom. So it says, go to bed.
Yeah. In all capital letters.
Shut it all off.
Yeah. And the exclamation point at the end. I was just G-O capital.
Go.
B-E-D capital and exclamation. Yeah.
Because I need it.
Yeah.
It's definitely good for the body too.
Of course.
All right, I'm going to try it next week.
Tomorrow.
See? Tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I enjoyed this conversation.
Me too.
It was
Thank
really,
you
really
for
good.
having
It
me.
was really therapeutic. I think that we helped each other really.
Yes,
a lot.
second
I think
podcast.
that's good. Whoop, whoop. Shout out to you.
Whoop, whoop.
Is there anything that you would like to tell the people before you get up out of here? We get up out of here.
Shout out to all of the productions that I work with. You know, shout out to Goofy and our team. Shout out to the Spades Table. Have you ever heard of them?
Yes, I have. They're doing
Shout out
phenomenal
to the
work.
Spades
Yes.
Table. You gotta come visit us one day.
I definitely will.
Oh my God, I think I'm forgetting some stuff.
I mean, you've worked with a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, and shout out to Shooters. They know who they are.
Got you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Yeah. I just salute all the creatives in the DMV that are doing dope things. I think for you, it's so transparent. You know, happy 1 year
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank you.
That leap of faith, once again, is hard to take.
Yep.
So that, and like I said, the people around you are going to prosper and do those things. And like I said, my whole notion is now just whatever you're doing, multiply it, stay focused, stay diligent.
Routine.
And routine. Like
Yeah.
we have like all my entrepreneurs and everybody that's out there. It's basically 2025 now. Like it's not. I mean, yeah, it is fourth quarter close, strong, but it's 2025.
We got to get on it.
Yeah,
Now.
for sure. Like, yeah, everything that you want to do, yeah, put yourself in position. Like, we're not going to be in the same next year. No.
Like I said, we're gonna be in California.
Facts.
Oh, and you guys can follow me at Lachell, and that's LACHELL_A_photography.
Facts. And you guys already know, the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. And we out.